Guys, it's me, Aliyah, and today we are going to review a very controversial palette that has come out recently, and that is the Subculture palette. Excuse my palette, it's already very dirty. This palette retails, it came out on I don't even know, but this palette came out on Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I think it has also launched on Ulta and Sephora online by now, and it'll launch in stores soon, and it retails for $42 with 14 shades. There are two metallics. No, I think there's two duochromes, one metallic, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 matte shades. Before we start, the colors are very pigmented. Whenever you swatch them, I'll have swatches for you guys, but the reason why it's so controversial is because people either love it or hate it. Like, the reviews are either you hear, oh, it's very great. Well, me personally, I feel in between, but mostly leaning towards the bad side, but I haven't gotten the worst batch that exists. People, like, I watched Samantha, I can't pronounce her last name, but she's one who inspired me to redo this video because I tried to do it yesterday and I filmed it all, but after watching hers, I realized I should play around with more of the colors to give a more honest review, and I felt like in the review I made, I didn't pay enough attention to why it was so controversial. I just kind of glossed over it in stuff, but I want to tell you guys the real tea on it so you guys can really form an opinion and figure out whether or not you want this. So a lot of this is probably going to be stuff you might have heard from her if you've seen it, and you'll probably already hear the stuff from anyone else because a lot of the YouTubers have experienced the same things with this palette. And I wrote down a list of things to go over. So for me, the shades New Wave, Edge, and All-Star, and kind of a little bit Destiny, they all, whenever you blend them into the crease, they all tend to get darker, but I feel like that's kind of every shade, except for Roxy, actually. The shades you blend them, whenever you first apply them, they're very pigmented, and you'll see this later, they're very pigmented, but then as you blend, it starts to get a little bit darker, and then eventually it just disappears, which is not good, because that means that the colors aren't staying true to their pigment, which is definitely a con of a palette. That's never something you want to look for or have, especially for a palette that's $42, you know? So that's an issue. Also, there's been an issue with me and other people. At first I thought it was just me because I was like, maybe it's just what I'm doing, how I'm using the colors. But it's been a common complaint that when mixing certain colors, it starts to look muddy. So whenever you mix all the colors that you're using, they all blend together and make this kind of dark, muddy brown. It's like when you mix all the colors in the rainbow and you just get brown, I think. Or like when you're mixing a bunch of paint in the water and it just kind of turns into a muddy brown. And I mean, that color is nice for certain looks, but the point is that you're using pinks and purples and browns and blues, and you end up getting brown. Wait, you're using pinks and blues and purples, and you end up in yellow, and you end up getting like a dark brown, which shouldn't really happen. And also, there's been a problem for me and other YouTubers that I've seen reviews from where you'll be blending a color, but it just disappears, so you have to keep applying the colors and keep blending, but it still just disappears. So it's like no matter how much you pack on, you still are losing pigment. It's basically just wasting product because you're building up so much and it doesn't go anywhere. Well, it just goes away actually. So it's like what you're using it isn't really being used. I don't know where it goes, but it doesn't stay where it's supposed to. And a lot of the times the colors hug the wrong places on your eyelid. So it'll really hug the crease and it'll get darker there, but then on the outer corners it doesn't want to stick and it'll leave like a lighter patch on the lid, so then you'll have a patchy eye, which isn't cute unless you're a pirate. Came up with that one on the spot. Norvina made a statement about it, saying, I don't even remember what she said, but she made a statement and people were kind of upset with her because it just didn't seem, I guess, I don't really know, but she did make a statement to address it. I think she clarified that the powders were pressed less so that the pigment would be more apparent. So because of that, I feel like that's the reason why the colors are so awful to blend, because if they're so powdery, they have no firmness to it. So that means that they can't really stick and blend correctly. I feel like because it's so powdery, it's like if you were using a powder, like a loose powder, and you blend it, if you were to put it in your eye, it would just disperse because it's literally a powder. And I feel like that's what that is. And so that's why they probably mix so weird and they don't stick in certain places, because it's just like that with a powder. If you tried to put it in your eye, like, it wouldn't stay very consistent. And people were blaming people, like if you were giving a bad review, they would say, you just don't know how to do makeup, you can't blend right, you don't know what you're doing. But it's become such a common, and that's what I thought too, because I did watch a tutorial of someone doing it and they're like, it doesn't really work well, I don't know if it's just me. And I was like, yeah, it's you, like you probably just didn't do it right. But then, because I had seen another review where the girl loved it, and then I saw that and I was like, yeah, you probably just didn't know like what to do with it. And then I watch Alyssa Ashley, and then I watch Samantha, and then I watch Manny MUA, and then I watch a bunch of other YouTubers, and it just is becoming a common denominator of, not a common denominator, but a common complaint where it's just not good, which sucks because some of these people get the palettes from PR, so that means it's free, but they still give an honest opinion. But some of these makeup artists like me and a bunch of other consumers, we pay for it expecting it to be good quality because it's Anastasia Beverly Hills, because it's an eyeshadow palette that's a sister palette to Modern Renaissance, because it's $42. You're expecting it to be good, but then it comes in the mail and it's okay. Like, it's not good to pay for something that's okay. You know? And so, yeah. And the palette comes with this brush, which is the Anastasia brush, which I do like these brushes. They're very nice. I can't really give a really amazing opinion on them because I was using bad colors, so I really can't tell you how it blends things or how it packs colors on. It comes with a blending brush like this and a more dense, it's not that dense, but it's a flat brush so you can pack stuff on, I guess. So it comes with that, and like I said, it is a sister palette to the Anastasia Modern Renaissance. And speaking of the looseness of the powder, people had a lot of complaints about kickback, which is whenever you tap into the palette and the powder just kind of goes everywhere, and that's what it does. So basically that's all that I have to say about the palette, which was a lot, but that's what's been going on with it. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, so you guys know that and you're aware of it going in when you're thinking about buying the palette. I saw in a video earlier that suggested waiting until you see it in stores, because I feel like that's the best way to realize whether or not you want it, because I feel like this is one of those palettes where it's crucial to see it in person before you buy it, because you really don't need it. So I would wait till you see it in person. So basically today I'm going to do 4 different looks for you guys so you can get a clear idea of what every color looks like. I don't think I use every color, but I use majority of the palette, so you'll get a good feel for how the colors blend together, how they look when I pack them on, how they look on my lid and my crease, and pretty much every complaint that I was describing to you guys you will see in this video. So stay tuned. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please give it a big old thumbs up if you enjoy it. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button down below so you can be notified every time I post. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let's go. So I'm going to start off with the shade Roxy. Wrong brush. I'm going to start in with the shade Roxy. And I'm going to see, okay, so I just tap my brush like that. And this is the kickback. I hope you can see that. Thing I did notice with these is that they all kind of blend into one color, like a muddy, gross color. So just be on the lookout for that while I'm doing this. Or maybe you noticed before in seeing other tutorials. But I feel like they kind of all just blend into nothingness. And that might just be because of how they were formulated with, because they're not as pressed as usual. That maybe that's the reason why. Like even now I'm feeling like this all-star color, which by the way is what I'm using. I didn't say that. But I feel like it's, just really dark and dull, and it just went into new wave as I'm tapping my brush into it. Like it all just goes into one mushy, muddy color. Like, oh my gosh, do you see that? That is ridiculous. I don't know if there was leftover product in that. Maybe from when I used it the other day. But holy moly, that is... Do you see? Wow. Going back in with Roxy to try and... Wow, it's like clinging to this part of my eye, which I have heard that it does, but I didn't know it was that freaking bad. Holy crap. That's ridiculous. Oh, now I'm going to scrape, because apparently I have to scrape electric and cube to make them look better. So I'm going to scrape electric and then I'm going to use it. And I'm going to tap it on with this little brush. It's not really this isn't really what I need to use, but I don't feel like looking for another brush right now. So it's what I'm using. This color is okay. It is pigmented. And I mean, there's no kickback obviously because they have to press this kind of color. You know? I feel like this color combination makes me look like Barney. And I'm not even gonna waste my time trying to blend this stuff out because I just feel like it's impossible to really get an even, like, pretty blend, which is awful to say, but it's hashtag truth. So, you know, it just sucks because I don't want Anastasia to have bad products like this, but I guess they can't always be popping. No brand is perfect. So they're gonna have their ups and downs, which is fine. They're allowed to make mistakes, but this just wasn't a good time to make a mistake because everyone was depending on this palette to be a good one, and it's not. I'm going back in with Fudge, and I'm just going to blend that in with Electric. I'm going to get Cube and go into and put that in my on my brow bone to try to lighten it up. Don't really think that did much. Fudge and do that on my lower lash line. Fudge and do that on my lower lash line. I'm not putting on any lashes because that takes so much work because I'm doing more than one look, so I'm sorry if that bothers you, but I just can't. This is the final look for this one. I used the colors Roxy, All-Star, Fudge, and Electric. Let me just show you what my palette looks like right now. Like, Edge has Fudge in it. I don't know how it got all the way over there. Like, I look like Barney. That's just because of my color combinations that I chose. But as you can tell, it's very blotchy. The colors don't stick, especially right here in this area. It gets really dark up here in the crease. So it really hugs onto the crease, and it doesn't want to hug onto the outer lid. Same over here. Oh, I don't know what happened there. It just makes me not even want to try, really, because it's like all these colors don't work together. It just kind of always ends up turning to a dark brown or black whenever you mix them together, and the pigments don't stay true to themselves whenever you start to blend them, which is a problem because that means what's the point, you know? Okay, on to the next look. So the next look should be simple. It should be very simple. So if it's not, I'm gonna be mad. So I'm gonna go in with Untamed, which is a dark green. Even with a damp brush, it still has kickback when I tap. Okay, that's fine. That's nice. That's actually nice. I'm just gonna pack this on. Real simple, nothing hard. You see, it won't stick right here. It might not be clear enough to you, but I can tell that it's not wanting to really stick there. I'm just gonna pack a little bit more on. And now I'm gonna get my blending brush. I'll use ABH's, cause why not? I'll use ABH's brush, cause why not? And I'm going to go in with the shade Destiny and blend it out. Literally, that's it. Just blending it out. Ugh, I think there's color left in here. So now the blue color that... Glad I got these makeup wipes. Nards. I'm getting makeup on my cool pants. Back to doing what I was supposed to do. Whoa. This is just way darker than I thought. That's the problem. Holy crap. Is this for real? Or am I just like strange? I don't know if the blue got mixed is still in the brush, but this is dark. I was trying to lighten it up, and all right here it doesn't want to stick. Wow. I'm gonna get dust adorn and just to open up the eyes right there. That was supposed to be really easy, but it wasn't. I might as well just go ahead and do the other side on this eye, just to make sure that I wasn't, that, I don't know, because I think I feel like I messed it up. So just to make sure it wasn't me, I'm going to show you guys on this eye. This can't blend. So if you want to do a look like this and then get another color from another palette maybe and blend up, then do that. But I feel like these colors are no good for blending. No good at all. Okay. So I think I did just make a boo-boo with this eye, because it's not dark, it's not as dark on this eye, but it still looks pretty bad because it still doesn't want to stick. And I'm not going to spend time on this because it's not going to stick, and I just dropped the brush. I do that a lot. I'm just going to go ahead and stick this here. That one didn't take long. It's supposed to be super easy, but it's not. It's super ugly. And it's uneven because I messed up the first eye. I'm not even going to do the bottom lashes because I don't feel like it, because this is a waste, I think. But it's better me do it and give you guys a heads up than you guys waste your time and your $42, you know? You know. Okay. This is the first time I've ever really hated a palette that I got. I don't hate it, but I just feel like none of these colors work well with each other, which is a problem. So I'm gonna wipe this one off and I'll do one more. This last look I did yesterday and it looked fine. This is like the one combination that I think works, which sucks because it's literally the most basic look ever. I'm gonna start with New Wave, and that's going to be our crease color. Just disappeared. No big deal. I feel like you could like just pat it on and barely blend it out. Like if you literally just do this. Yep, I'm gonna try that. It looks terrible. And it's getting darker. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with Edge. Just deepen it. I'm gonna go back in with New Wave to brighten it up. Just made the color disappear. It's like whenever you layer one on top of the other, it kind of just cancels it out. Like, forget blending, it just takes it away. And it just kind of looks like nothing. Like, on my camera, I can't see anything. Nothing. I'm just going to go ahead and catch up on this side because this isn't a long look. It's very short. They all are, and I just... Oh my god, and these colors are mixing on my... They're mixing like crazy right now. It just sucks that they're such a good brand, but this palette just didn't... It just fell through. It didn't work. I mean, it's fine, like, not everything that a company does is going to be perfect, or it's not always going to be a hit. That's just life. Nothing is always going to be favored by everyone. What? There's like darkness right here and there. I don't know if it's because my brushes aren't all the way clean, or if it's literally just getting dark there for no reason, but patchy and gross. So now to finish this look, I'm gonna go in with Adorn and just, I use Adorn a lot, but it's a nice color. This is one of the good shades in the whole palette that's actually consistently good, and it consistently works well. It just sucks, like, I don't want to have to wipe off I have to film another video for something else. I just don't want to have to wipe off, I don't want to have to say that I have to wipe this off because it doesn't look good enough for my other video. Like, that's freaking trash. So it just sucks to say that I don't even like this because it's ABH. I'm supposed to love this. I'm supposed to look at this ish and cry tears of happiness because I love Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I still love them, and I don't hate them because they had a boo-boo. And that's it for today's video. You guys can decide for yourselves if you want this palette or not. Me personally, I bought this with my own money. I don't get PR packages. I literally only have 106 or 105 subscribers, so I don't know how that would be possible. So don't think that obviously this wasn't really the best review. I filmed a review earlier yesterday, and I tried to do another one before that, and I made it positive overall, but after I watched more reviews, I just felt like I was doing it wrong, and I thought maybe I should play with more colors, and that would help me understand the palette better. It was Samantha Ravindal. I don't know how to say her last name, but it was her that inspired me to redo this video because her review was very honest, and even though she didn't have the biggest problems with it, she made sure to include everyone else's issues with it, and she did multiple looks with the palette just to show how it operates. And I thought that it would be a better idea for me to do that versus just one look like I did the last time I filmed it, just so I could give a more honest opinion with how I played with the colors, because if I only use like 3 colors, I can't give a really honest opinion on the palette because I'm not using every shade and I'm not blending different colors and using different combinations, you know? So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you guys got to collect your own opinions about the palette like I have, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!